Hi, welcome to Starz Recap. Today, I am going to explain an American Sci-Fi TV series, Season 1 of Termors, which was created in the year 2003. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Season 1. The show begins with a guy named Tyler driving towards Perfection Valley in Nevada. He soon comes across a sign, warning him not to park there due to extreme wildlife danger. However, he ignores the warning and begins to take pictures with the sign. Just then, he hears a man scream and spots a backpacker running in the distance. Tyler watches in horror as a huge, worm-like creature drags the backpacker to the ground. After this, the creature shifts its focus to Tyler and tries to attack him. He panics and climbs on top of his car, but it is also pulled and submerged in the ground. Tyler then hides behind a rock for safety, but the creature catches up with him. It almost manages to kill him, but then a small explosion causes the creature to flee. When Tyler turns around, he sees a man named Bert, who just saved his life. The two then engage in conversation and Bert reveals that the creature is called El Blanco. Tyler questions why he didn't kill it, to which Bert responds that it's because El Blanco is an endangered species. He also mentions that he has placed sensors throughout the valley to track its movements, and that's how he managed to save Tyler. Meanwhile, in Perfection Valley, a real estate developer named Melvin is pitching his idea to Jody, a local cafe owner. He wants to purchase her land and construct large buildings in the area. However, a woman named Nancy interrupts their conversation and asks Melvin not to bother them. Shortly after, Bert and Tyler arrive there and start chatting with the women. Tyler reveals that he's moving here because he purchased a tour company from a man named Jack. Upon hearing this, everyone is shocked, and Jody says that he is now responsible for paying off Jack's debts. After this, she leads Tyler to Jack's abandoned office, and introduces him to a girl named Rosalita. Rosalita is also shocked that Tyler would buy this rundown place and asks if this is just for a tax write-off. However, Tyler responds that he is excited to live here and wants to run a business. Afterward, while the group is hanging out at Jody's cafe, suddenly an alarm goes off. Tyler doesn't understand what's happening, but everyone shuts off noise-making electronics and braces uneven shelves. Bert urges Tyler to remain quiet, explaining that El Blanco is passing through. Once the danger has passed, everyone breathes a sigh of relief and turns the electronics back on. Bert then hands Tyler a wrist-size seismograph watch to keep him informed of when El Blanco is approaching. That evening, while Bert is inspecting the area on his computer, he notices unknown interferences that confuse him. The next day, he drives into the valley and discovers many cattle partially eaten by El Blanco. He quickly contacts Jody and Nancy to alert them about the creature's erratic rampage. However, he can't reach Rosalita because her walkie-talkie is currently turned off. Meanwhile, Rosalita is working at her ranch when suddenly El Blanco shows up. It goes on an absolute rampage and ends up trashing the place upside down. It then charges towards Rosalita, but fortunately, Jody and Tyler arrive at the right time and save her. Afterward, they arrive at Bert's place, and Rosalita scolds him because he had previously claimed that El Blanco would never show up at her ranch. Bert apologizes for the incident and says that this has never happened before. He assumes that someone must have planted a device in the area to deliberately trigger El Blanco. The following day, the group is at Jody's cafe when a man named Twitchell arrives. He turns out to be the town authority, and he hands Tyler residency forms to sign if he wants to stay. While everyone is talking and having coffee, suddenly the alarm goes off, and El Blanco busts through the door, shocking everyone. Twitchell orders Bert to kill it, but he fires at a strange object in the distance instead. An explosion soon ensues, and this somehow causes El Blanco to calm down and leave. After the chaos subsides, Bert and Tyler go to investigate the strange machine and wonder who left it there. They soon spot a bike in the distance and decide to pursue its rider. Bert eventually catches up with him and demands to know the truth. However, the biker somehow manages to get away, forcing the duo to go after him again. Moments later, the biker meets up with Melvin, and it's finally revealed that everything was his plan. He's doing all this so he can kill El Blanco and buy the properties for himself. When Melvin refuses to give him the agreed money, the biker gets annoyed and starts revving his bike. This unfortunately summons El Blanco, and it ends up swallowing the biker along with his bike. Not long after, Bert and Tyler approach Melvin and ask him about the biker. He pretends to be unaware, but they notice bike tracks nearby and realize that Melvin is lying. Enraged, Bert accuses him of causing havoc in the town for his selfish reasons. Melvin once again tries to deny this, but El Blanco suddenly spits out the bike, and it ends up destroying Melvin's car windshield. Now that his cover is blown, Bert warns him not to do anything stupid before storming away from there. Later, Bert concludes a phone call with a company called Tecono Ranch and learns that the device was stolen from them 2 weeks prior. It turns out that the device was developed for the livestock industry because it transmits a signal that stimulates animals' hunger levels. The group then realized that El Blanco couldn't control its eating, even if it wanted to. In the final scene, Tyler brings in his first tour group, who are a group of Chinese people. However, while he is briefing them, he messes up his Mandarin and accidentally insults them. Episode 2. In the next episode, 3 explorers venture into a long-abandoned mine in Perfection Valley. They are here to conduct research on some rare elements. However, they are soon attacked by a mysterious being, and their screams are heard by Rosalita and her helper, Harlow. The two become worried, so they decide to head to the mine to investigate. They find a man alive, but most of his life force appears to have been drained. His face is pale and deformed, and one of his arms is shriveled up. After seeing the man's condition, Harlow rushes to get help while Rosalita stays with him. Moments later, she gets a glimpse of the being that has done this to him. It is a floating, glowing green mist that moves as if it's alive. The survivor calls it a ghost, prompting a scared Rosalita to start praying. Later, they carefully load the injured man in their truck and drive him to town. An ambulance soon arrives and transports him to the hospital. Following this, the townspeople start asking Rosalita about what she saw in the mine. She describes that it was green, glowing, making horrible noises, and chasing her. Upon hearing this, everyone starts making their own theories. Nancy suspects that Perfection Valley is trapped in a cosmic vortex, resulting in strange events. Jody suggests it might be a Chinese demon, and Harlow jokingly says that there's a Native American trickster god at play. However, Bert thinks they should remain grounded because everything has a practical reason. He says that although Perfection has experienced some strange things, they have all been explained, so this lethal green mist must also have a plausible explanation. In the next scene, Bert and Tyler decide to investigate themselves and arrive at the mine. To their horror, they discover 2 more lifeless bodies, which look mummified. They then bring the dead bodies back to town, which terrifies the residents. At this moment, Twitchell also shows up with some information. He reveals that the first victim died on the way to the hospital. The cause of the death was dehydration caused by probable exposure to heated methane gas. Hearing this, the group is taken aback. They believe there's more to the story, but Rosalita remains adamant that it was a ghost. Shortly after, Twitchell, Bert and Tyler decide to investigate the mine. They slowly make their way inside the dark tunnel, and at one point the green mist suddenly shows up. Fearing that they will be killed, Twitchell nervously throws an apple towards it, hoping to distract it. The men's shock. The mist sucks up the apple the same way it had drained its victims dry. The trio then runs away from there and barely makes it out of the mine alive. They determine that the mist is hydrophilic and it is attracted to materials that contain water. Following this, they return to town, where they meet 2 men, Fallon and Wilhelm, who are from the Environmental Protection Agency Emergency Task Force. They claim they're here to address the methane leak, but it's evident they know more about the situation than they're saying. Twitchell tries to explain about what he saw in the mine, but Fallon asks him to stay out of it and let them handle the situation. In the evening, Fallon and Wilhelm arrive at the mine to confront the mist with an antibacterial substance. They are wearing biohazard suits to ensure their safety. Meanwhile, Bert and Tyler also show up and observe them from a distance. Unfortunately, they soon realize that the green mist has already escaped from the depths of the mine and showed up outside. It turns out that it continues to grow in size as it consumes more and more moisture. Moments later, Fallon and Wilhelm start spraying the antibacterial substance, but it does not affect the green mist. This freaks them out and they decide to retreat, but Wilhelm accidentally stumbles to the ground and ruptures his biohazard suit. As a result, he is immediately attacked by the green mist and mummified within seconds. Seeing his co-worker dead, Fallon tries to run away, but he is blocked by Bert and Tyler. They angrily demand that he give them information instead of excuses. They also admit to already knowing that the mist is a water-devouring bacteria developed by the government. Left with no options, Fallon finally reveals that the mist got out of their lab and mutated after interacting with other top-secret chemicals. He explains that it was first developed to preserve food to sell in countries without refrigeration. However, it was so deadly that it had to be shelved. The following day, Bert and Tyler meet a guy named Cletus, who is an ex-scientist and used to work for the government. They explain the situation to him and ask for his help in capturing the green mist. Cletus explains that the mist must have interacted with Mixmaster, a compound he helped create. He elaborates that Mixmaster was remarkable because it could merge non-human DNA from various species. It must have infected the previously shelved food-preserving bacteria experiment, resulting in an even more deadly chemical. After this, the group teams up and discusses how to destroy the mist before it can spread everywhere. Fallon fears that even if they manage to wipe it out, Perfection Town might still be destroyed. He claims that the government will soon evacuate the town, but the group is not ready to let it happen. Since they cannot afford to lose their homes, they try to come up with an urgent solution. So, with the help of some homemade items, they decide to build a machine that would suck the bacteria into an airtight container. Fallon doesn't believe it will work, but he is still willing to try it. In the evening, Jody and Rosalita provoke El Blanco to delay the arrival of the National Guard troops coming to evacuate them. When it's time to act, Cletus uses ice cubes to entice the green mist, which starts to chase them in search of moisture. The others take advantage of the opportunity and quickly gather the mist using a wet vacuum cleaner. They continue doing so until the entirety of mist is wiped out. Once the danger has passed, the government labels the container as methane and drives away. The residents are relieved that the trouble is finally over and their homes are safe. But Cletus warns them that it's not over because, as a result of the green mist, the valley is now infected with Mixmaster, and more creatures will arise from it. This is my explanation for the TV series, Termors. So what do you guys think about the series? Write in the comment. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.